year is 1969. I have two of probably the most recognizable, two of the most probably famous coaches in Kentucky wrestling history with me today to watch one of the 1969 state championship matches. Now, they don't need an introduction, but we're going to let them go ahead and let you guys be introduced to them. Coach, if you would.
Yeah, Rusty Parks, former coach at Woodford County.
Joe Carr, former coach at Woodford County.
And you guys.
Now,
go ahead.
We run a Carr's Wrestling Academy.
Carr Wrestling Academy. You guys have seen JoJo Carr's 4. This is Dad.
Amen.
Dad, and of course JoJo, if you are in Kentucky wrestling, you know him as JoJo, but Carr Academy in Lexington is a great wrestling. Just no matter what grade you're in, you can go and you can learn something, and you can't learn from two better people than Joe and JoJo. But for those people that don't know about Rusty Parks and Joe Carr, Coach Parks, kind of give us your wrestling background.
Well, you know, I came to Woodford County out of college and had the opportunity to be an assistant coach at Woodford County. And my first 12 years, I did football, wrestling, and baseball.
Right.
And was fortunate enough that Joe was wrestling at University of Kentucky. He was coaching at the time. And we had an opening on our staff, and man, I went to Joe and said, hey, feel like I can get you a job at teaching here at Woodford County, if you'd be willing to come down. And he told me then, he said, hey, Parks, I'll probably be here 2 or 3 years. So and so we were fortunate that Joe was able to stay with us, and you know, just a tremendous asset, one of the greatest technical coaches in the United States, not in Kentucky, in the United States. Right. And so, you know, everything that we were able to accomplish at Woodford County just comes down to his tremendous knowledge of the sport.
Now, before we go on to Coach Carr, you wrestled in what college and what state?
No, actually, I wrestled in high school and did not wrestle in college.
Okay.
So I had an opportunity to come to Woodford County, and I was an assistant coach my first 3 years under Randy Miller.
Right.
And Randy was a world team member from Michigan State, very technical, and actually we won a state title our first year together there in 1977. And Randy went on to be an assistant coach at University of Kentucky, and then went to Florida and won a state title in Florida. Mm-hmm. Invited him back to bring his team to our WCI. Right. And man, they were tremendous.
They were studs, I bet.
They were. So, and then to be able to bring Joe on, and man, we've been blessed. We always felt like that we outworked our opponents. Mm-hmm. We had kids in January. We did what we call the Edge Club, and we would have our starters come in before school and practice. So, and we tell the kids, who else in Kentucky is practicing before school and after school? And it was so funny that not only our starters, but all of our team members said, Coach, I want to come before school. Absolutely. So we just felt like we worked harder. And, you know, I always felt like there wasn't that much difference between the skills of a high school kids, mm-hmm. but the ones who felt like they were going to win. Right. So the cool thing is when our kids stepped on the mat, they expected to win. Mm-hmm. And so that's what it's all about.
And Coach Carr, you wrestled at University of Kentucky.
Correct.
Now, kind of give us your high school, college, and post-college, like your professional level wrestling.
I really didn't have that much success in high school, the success that I would like to have. You know, wrestled in Erie, Pennsylvania, a great wrestling area.
Right.
But I kept year-round wrestling and went to summer camps and all that started to enhance my wrestling.
Right.
But I think what did that for me is that we almost wrestled all over the country.
Right.
And my senior year, I wound up winning the Junior National Championship. and got a silver medal in the Junior World Games.
My goodness.
And that was awesome, and went on to Ashland College and became an All-American there. Lost to Wade Shallows in the semifinals. Came to UK. Was a two-time All-American here.
Now, before you go any further, I want to talk about that just for a second. I want to get your history of that on the record.
Okay.
Because you wrestled at the University of Kentucky in the 70s.
Right.
And you two-time SEC champion, right?
Three-time SEC.
Three-time SEC champion, two-time All-American at Kentucky.
Right.
And I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to start the campaign on this video to get something in Rupp Arena, get something in memorial for you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to send this to whoever I need to send it to, Mitch Barnhart, Kentucky Sports Radio, whoever, and try to get a campaign started to get you in like the Ring of Honor, something to where people can see, not just you, but like the entire Kentucky wrestling teams,
Right.
Like Headley from Henry Clay, I think he knows at Great Crossing,
Mm-hmm.
just you need to be celebrated.
Right.
I mean, you need to be, so you're a three-time SEC champion, two-time All-American at Kentucky, and you were there when you had like Jack Givens, Kyle Macy, right?
Yes,
in
yes.
the late 70s. So, Kentucky basketball, we know Kentucky basketball's king.
awesome, yeah.
We get it. I mean, I love Kentucky basketball as much as anybody. I grew up in it. But wrestling needs to be celebrated.
Right.
Just about every other SEC championship, every other All-American, whether it's in the field house, at Rupp, whatever, are celebrated.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys need to be celebrated as well. Now, you went on to the Pan Am Games?
Pan Am Game became won a silver medal there. Became a couple of world championship alternates.
Right. Now, were you also an Olympic alternate? Is that correct?
No, my brother.
Okay.
No, my brother was a part of the Olympic team.
Now, that's Nate, right?
Nate and Jimmy. Yes.
Okay. Nate was a bronze medalist, right?
Right.
And Jimmy
finished 11th.
Okay.
He was on the world team and the Olympic team, the youngest
Okay.
wrestler ever.
He was like 16 years old.
My goodness.
Can you imagine?
That's,
And a little bit about Jimmy. He came here his senior year
Mm-hmm.
and enrolled at Woodford, but the board of control wouldn't let him wrestle.
oh my goodness.
His senior year.
And also, it's your nephew,
David.
NCAA champion.
Also wrestled for us. Yeah.
2014 state champion. We're going to be doing his video here shortly. He got a head coaching job, correct, recently?
No. His brother got it.
Okay, his brother. I'm sorry.
David is a junior at.
Okay,
Iowa
that's
State.
right. My apologies. There's so many callers that
Yeah.
can't keep up. But now, 93, you guys, 1977 was the latest. 1993, you guys win a team title.
County has the state's most successful wrestling program. Yesterday, Woodford County won their state record 6th title in front of cheering fans at Atherton High School in Louisville. Joe Carr Jr. started it off in the 112-pound class when he defeated Grady Peterson of Christian County. Now, Carr is the son of assistant coach Joe Carr, who, coming up here, this is great. Joe Carr does a flip after his son won it all. Fans back in Woodford County are loving this because he said that he would never do this, but he never thought his son would win the state championship right there, and he does it. Teammate Mac Hecker would win the 171-pound classes. Woodford County is placed in the top 3 of the 6 of the last state meets, but haven't won it all since '77. Well, yesterday that changed. Congratulations to 13th-year head coach Rusty Parks and the Yellow Championship. The Yellow Jackets had 3 individual state titleists along the way. This is the 6th state wrestling crown for Woodford County, their first, though, since 1977. Woodford County is coached by Rusty Parks. Joe Carr is the assistant coach, and congratulations to one of the best wrestling programs year in, year out. And
Then you guys just went on a tear. The late 90s, early 2000s, 2005, 2006 was Woodford County.
Yeah, so we won 8 of the next 14
My goodness.
years. And what was really cool
Placed in
is,
the top
yeah,
3.
in the last 20 years that I was there, through 2000 or 90 to 2016, we finished in the top 3 19 out of 20 years.
My goodness.
In the last 17 in a row. So,
That's some good wrestling. That's some good coaching on your all's part, being able to identify talent.
And the state champion with 175 points, Woodford County.
State finals, we're going to be doing 138 pounds. And somebody just tried to message me. It's going to be Ken Welch of Flagey versus Jeff Palmaquist of Westport. Now, Flagey and Westport, both out of Louisville, both those schools no longer exist. So it's cool to have the video. It's cool to have these gentlemen that are closer to that era than I am. Because you guys wrestled during, like a lot closer than what I did. 1999, 2000, you guys were coaching. I'm just starting to wrestle. So I'm popular today. Before we watch this video, now, what state did you wrestle in?
Kentucky.
Kentucky?
Mm-hmm.
And you wrestled in Pennsylvania, right, Coach?
Correct.
Okay. Well, let's save that for the video. Let me get it set up, and then we'll go from there. I'm kind of in front of the camera here. We're going to hit the space bar and go. We're at Louisville Trinity's gym on the Kentucky School for the Blind mat. Guys, let's do this.
Almost corrected.
All right, now, you can see full length, tights, no headgear.
No headgear, wow.
We're starting on the 10-foot circle. Referee's not wearing wristbands. Do you guys remember that?
Yeah, I remember when they did start wearing the wristbands, and it was probably, the mid-'80s.
Right.
Yeah, something like that. So that's not unusual. But not wearing the headgears is unusual.
Mm-hmm.
And I think back in these days, these kids were tough, physical, but lacked the technique that kids today have.
There, you got a takedown.
Yeah.
And see the referee's pointing at the wrestler. There's no original audio, so you have to imagine they're saying them out loud. I don't know that, but there's really hardly no technique. He's trying to come out the back door
It's
there.
a little scramble there. He's got to get his head through.
Today's kids have those opportunities to go to camps and clinics
Right.
and things like that, and those were few and far between back in 1969.
I think there were only 28 teams represented at the state tournament in 1969.
Yeah.
North Hardin wins the team title. I think that was like their third or fourth of that era.
Okay, finally got two.
Yep.
Trying to switch. He stops that.
Notice he's kind of on his knees on top, and we teach being on those toes and keep
Yep.
your weight on them, so he's not doing that.
And this will be the 7th. There's a switch. Trying for a switch.
Yeah.
This is the 7th video of the 12 weights that we've done, and they're all pretty much from the 95 pounds to heavyweight. It's all pretty much the same exact style of wrestling.
Yeah, your basic moves and switches and
Not really.
And the guys are a little solid with their got some basic foundation here. Riding and controlling the ankle.
Coach Carr, what was your best takedown when you were at this level?
My sweep and my high crotches were.
Right, so I think end of the period. What about
Ooh, look at that, nice little switch action.
Yep. What about on top and bottom? Was you more of trying to pin right off the bat? Was you trying to point to death?
My thing was always to try to take you to your back from your feet.
Right.
And wasn't a rider, but I could ride you.
Right.
I just would take you down, let you up, take you down, and all of a sudden might turn you.
Right.
Yeah,
Coach Parks, what about you? What's your?
yeah, just basics. I remember when I wrestled in high school, it was our football
Kid's
coach.
got a nice little hit lever here,
Yeah.
keeping
Yeah.
him pinned down.
So it was very, very basics. At my school just started wrestling, so it was kind of a way to stay in shape
Yeah.
for football, for the football coaches.
What school did you go to again?
I went to Lafayette in
Lafayette High School?
Lexington, yeah.
Okay. And we had Tony Harris from Hopkinsville, 1974 state champion, and he said, I don't remember if it was on camera or off camera, that the philosophy when he wrestled and when he was coaching was, let's go to the football locker room and just raid the whole, you're wrestling, let's go.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, can't really tell what he's trying there.
Almost looked like he was almost going to run a Peterson series, but
In '69, I don't think the
I don't know,
Peterson
no.
Yeah.
I'm just
was
saying,
right. No, I got you.
back out.
It wasn't as famous as what it is now.
Right, right.
I think
Speaking of football, players.
we
A
got
lot of our success at Woodford County is Joe and I coached middle school football for about 12 or 13 years, and he was the defensive coordinator and I was the offensive coordinator, and
Right.
man, we got a lot of those kids out for high school wrestling. And we're able to start a middle school program because of those relationships.
Right.
And it's about relationships.
Yep.
So a lot of our success, I think, was tied to that.
And guy on bottom is not trying to stand up. He's not trying
Right.
anything.
The top man is really controlling him.
And he's trying to work. Now, if I was refereeing, and that was Coach Carr's guy on top, he's fleeing the mat. He's fleeing the mat. Come on.
Yeah, but then
You know
also
how
they probably would call him for stalling
Right.
on top because he's not really attempting a turn.
And that's another thing, too, about being able to go back and look at our history is like how long it took referees to get these guys set. And before they, they'd be sometimes set 10, 15 seconds, and then they'd blow the whistle. They have to be hard.
And so what we have to remember is these are the top two kids at 138.
Right.
And so, what did the rest of the kids look like?
Exactly.
So.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the, a lot of, when I go like to a school or go to somebody's house or whatever, I'll show them this and a couple matches off of this. And the kids just can't, understand, wearing full length,
Yeah.
like matching. And I can't imagine these are the most comfortable things to wear.
Yeah, I don't even think you thought about that.
Yeah.
Because
Right.
I mean,
Just
I
part of
wore them in
Yeah.
high school, so
Yeah.
it's, I mean,
Yeah. Probably like those old PE teacher bike shorts or whatever, way back when.
Yeah.
I mean that these guys have been coached.
Yeah.
The top man is doing good, riding a 2-on-1, staying behind the hips.
Yeah.
Look, see, he almost does like a little shrug out,
Yeah.
like on the
Yeah.
Grammy series.
Yep.
But I don't know if
Yeah, it's so awesome to have this and see our history, like where we come from.
Right.
Right.
And, now, like, we're here at George Rogers Clark. This was the site of the 2021 and 2022 state tournaments. And to watch the state finals now, I mean, our wrestlers are just on a complete,
Right.
different level.
Right.
And, like people like Nathan Boston, Woodford County guy, some of these other Woodford County guys, and like Cole Thomas and all these guys that, just come through, is they're as good as anybody in the nation.
Yeah.
correct.
Kentucky wrestling is as good as anybody in the nation. I see, he's trying forever to get his knees not on.
I think we may not be as deep as the Ohio's and
yeah,
Pennsylvania's, but I've always said that the top 2 or 3 kids in Kentucky can wrestle with anybody. But it's just from a number standpoint, and so yeah, it's come a long way.
I think he's trying like for a cradle, but I don't know if he knows what he's doing or not.
Yeah.
Well, he's really got a little fireman's carry
Yep, there it
barrel
is.
roll there.
All right,
Get
there
the
it
arm
is.
and the leg.
The kid from 5 to 4. Now I want to make sure I get his name right. That way the family, because we know a lot of families have been watching these with the 1969 guys. Let me make sure I get it right. 138 pounds. Ken Welch of Flagey won a decision over Jeff Palmquist of Westport. Like I said, both those schools out of Louisville, they no longer exist. They've consolidated or disbanded. Now, I can't thank you guys enough for being here today doing this 1969 video. We're doing the video for Michael Jackson. If you've not seen Michael Jackson's memorial video, go back and watch it. The family was here. These two gentlemen do an excellent job with it. Now, also, Coach Parks is involved with the Kentucky FCA.
Yeah,
You kind of give us a little bit of information about the camps and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
so FCA Wrestling Kentucky is really a big thing right now. I was sharing with somebody earlier today that our camp this past summer, a couple of months ago, had 420 wrestlers, coaches. We had like 43 college wrestlers there.
My goodness.
58 coaches, and 300 middle school and high schoolers. Had 3 Olympians as part of
My goodness.
our clinicians there. So it was or is the biggest FCA wrestling camp in the nation
My
right
goodness.
now. So that's pretty neat, and to be able to share the word of Jesus
Right.
and with kids, it's really a great opportunity. And I've been involved. I'm starting my 16th year of working with FCA.
Well, thank you, and I'll be sure to link all that in the description below. Be sure to check out, and if you're in the Lexington area, Lexington, Woodford, Georgetown, Nicholasville, all the surrounding areas, check out Coach Carr's Academy. It's
Yeah.
right off of New Circle Road. You take Winchester Road, you get off New Circle, it's right there on the right, across from Paul Miller Ford and Sam's Club and all that.
Yeah.
That's actually where we filmed Joe's 4 state championship videos. So we'll also link that in the description. They have a website and a Facebook and all that. We'll link that there. So thank you, gentlemen. We shake your hands on camera.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for what you're doing for wrestling in Kentucky, man. It's awesome.
It's a labor of love. I love being able to meet with guys like you, and I know so many people that wrestled for you or had to wrestle against, your teams or whatever, gonna, watch this and show their kids, hey, I wrestled for this guy, or, this is a guy that made me, do 100 push-ups after practice, or, whatever. One of the things I love about doing this is meeting with gentlemen that won state championships, meeting with guys like you and coaches, family, and they put their time in the mat room. They put their time in state championship, whatever, and they go out into life. They go out, careers, military, college, fatherhood, whatever it may be. And just about everybody I've met with has referenced their high school coach, how big of a influence they were, how big of a positive impact they have, and how they're able to take what they learn from their coaches and instill it into their kids, whether it's daughters, sons, stepchildren, whatever that may be. And asking me either on camera or off camera, if their kids start wrestling, were you more nervous when you were wrestling or watching your kids wrestle? And I can't even watch my kids wrestle now. Lord, I can't even, I can't even do it. Or, maybe I'm not going to say who it was, but there's a couple guys along the way have said that, they got into some trouble at different times. Good guys, just, being high schoolers, being teenagers, and their coach made them miss a tournament. They couldn't practice for a week, or you could come, but you can't do anything. And the way that they, I guess, were disciplined, the coach, they knew their coach loved them. They knew that they would do anything in the world for them, but we're not going to tolerate, you messing up and ruining your life, and how that's been able to transfer into the way they parent their kids.
Right.
The way they're able to say, hey, Dad loves you,
Yeah.
but it ends today.
Yeah.
This is the way I was taught. It worked out for me, and that's the way it's going to be for you.
We had to make some tough calls.
Yeah, there's no doubt. I think that's a good place to end this video. Again, thank you to Rusty and Joe for being here. I can't tell you how much this series has taken fire, and people, when you can get these two gentlemen involved, you've done something. So thank you guys for being here. Check out the other videos from Woodford County Wrestling. Check out the other 1969 videos. And Coach Carr, I'm going to do what I can to get you in the Kentucky Wrestling or Kentucky University of Kentucky Hall of Fame, where you guys belong.
Yeah.
Right.
Thank you guys. We're going to wrap this one up. We'll see you guys on the mats.